Hey guys, Infinum here. Here we go again. What the hell does he mean Terminus first item on Yunara? Okay, so Terminus got buffed the patch previous to this one, right? In 26.15. And there was a buff to the shadow passive, right? So Terminus, when you hit someone, it will first do its shadow unique and then juxtaposition unique. So how does it alternate between the two? One is like attack stance, the second one is defense stance. On attack stance, the buff was basic attacks deal 30 damage, bonus magic damage on hit, but it gives you AD and AP ratios. This means that it's scaling, right? Bonus AD, AP, you buy these items, and the stronger you are into the game, Terminus gets stronger into the game. And then the juxtaposition gives you all of the magic resist, bonus armor, all of that stuff, so you actually get a bit more survivable as well. So now you'd ask me, why is this a good rush item instead of something you buy as a third, fourth item? It has to compete with the Lord Dominic's Regards. I mean, there's some stuff going on against it for sure, but hey, first things first, Yunara loves Recurve Bow. This item is super OP, right? Because the passive, it says you deal 15 bonus physical damage on hit. So it's every auto you're doing, it's like you're getting more than a longsword's worth of extra AD on top of the attack speed, so you get your Q more quickly. It's just great. Hearthbound Axe, it's like, it's a item, 2 longswords, 2 daggers, and you get the exact same stats. So, and then the attack damage, attack speed, it's a bit comparable to the Kraken Slayer. It has a little bit less DPS if we actually do the tests, but it's comparable. And you have a couple of trade-offs, and that would actually make it, or a couple of situations that would make it worth getting this Terminus item over Kraken Slayer. Number one is the scaling, going into later into the game. You're buying more AD. This item deals more stuff. It's just better. And then you're just more resistant as well, so you're just harder to kill. And this item is scaling into later into the game, and you don't need to buy an LDR. You can buy like Shield Bow, C44, that type of stuff. Okay, so how would this look like in terms of stats? So it's like, okay, we have all of these ideas, but this item looks better to me or later into the game rather than a rush item. So we have sample size from the last 14 days. So this includes the last patch and the current one, since the current one didn't really modify Terminus. And it's gold plus, so I can get as big of a sample size as I can, which isn't much, but it's something worth looking into, which is 500 games on Terminus, and it looks like one of the decent rush items. So when we click on it on Lolalytics, we can see what type of builds people go when they use this item. So Doran's Bow, Doran's Helm, both are fine. Symbiotic Shoes, of course, you get all of the extra lifesteal going on. Lifesteal, or the vamp from these boots, will also work with the Terminus attack passive, right? The attack stance, we can call it that way. And then Hurricane got buffed this patch, which makes it pretty good. You can get your Infinity Edges, and then you can go Shield Bow. You can get C44. You can get both of these, right? And from there, you can buy one last item like a Bloodthirster or something, QSS, GA, and you are good to go. Very good. Okay, so these are the things about Terminus that we can see here. What would it look like in game? Alright, so here we are pretty fed playing as Yunara with Terminus, already at 13 minutes. In this point, like, do keep in mind that I'm an actual raid boss. And you can see how tanky I can be when I have that defensive stance. Here we do some damage on the Zeri. I want to go back to my wave. I see that this Jax is actually being a bit of a problem to my team. Put down the ward. Jax jumps in, get the kill. Good to go. All right, didn't do that much. That was spectacular going on here. But we can take a look into other fights. So, for example, here we have Jax in between. We're fighting on him. Kind of sell the pike. Get this. He gets a stun. Then we go for the pike. We flash forward. Get the kill. Get the damage in. And then we try to survive through. Go for Nami. Get the Nami kill. Try to time the kill there on Fizz, but I don't get it quite well. And then Mbessa shows out of nowhere. Try to space her, but it's so hard to space out of Mbessa, then Zeri ult and stuff like that. And unfortunately, I do die while being this fed, right? I mean, it's 20 minutes and I have 3 items. Maybe there's a bit of a higher quality gameplay going on. All right, so here we have another team fight. Jax engages. Now there's the Mbessa. She was already low HP, so we just clean her up. We go for Zeri. We get landed by the bubble. I think I really needed to flash that one. And now I nearly get hit there by the Jaxi. And then I'm just focused on this Fizz. I get ignited and I die. Honestly, I think if I just flash out of the Nami bubble, this fight is super free. But like, again, this isn't as impressive, right? I'm really fed. So now you'd ask, what would the game look like if you're playing from behind? Well, here in this game, I'm 2-2 playing against the Draven. I get polymorphed, I get ulted by Lulu, and I still like to dive, right? Despite having the item. But yeah, it won't make you miracles, right? It's by no means the best item ever, but... So in this fight, we're kind of trapping. Volibear goes for me. I have to flash out or I die, and now they have to switch target over to the Zed. And we play with the Cassiopeia now, so we're a bit slow. Cassio ults in, amazing ult. We hit the Volibear front to back. I suppose you'd always have a not that much damage for him when he goes kind of a bruiser tanky-ish build. I blast gun to get the Draven out of range from the Cassiopeia. Hopefully that saved the Cassio. And yeah, that fight was okay. I mean, it wasn't fantastic, but we survived. We dealt damage, didn't die. We had a bunch of resistances. That's some good stuff. All right, let's take a look at some other fights here. So here we have a Mordekaiser ult on Draven, if I remember correctly, which is nice, right? That Draven is pretty strong. Here is free hitting me, so I try to go away from his soldiers. We go into the Volibear, and we try to find a way to front to back this, which was pretty good. Nice hit flash, and we did our job. We're actually pretty healthy at this point too, right? We were looking a lot lower, I want to say. Yeah, here. And then we hit the Volibear, and we just lifesteal our way through between this and Cole, Bloodline, and hitting minions. Pretty good, honestly. We like that. And we have a lot of resistances again. Alright, so here we have another team fight. 27 minutes in. We have 3 items, so we're kind of ahead of the curve, I would say. It's a pretty good spot to be in. We get that winning fight and good to go. Nice. Here we get the W1 Draven. Would be cool to go in. Let's see if we can get an angle. Oh my god, look at that damage on the Draven, by the way. And then we managed to cut out of the Jax. Oh yeah, that is such a nice clip, actually. Yeah, I mean, honestly, here we're not that far ahead, right? It's 31 minutes in. We're 4 items, which is a good point of the game to be in. And you can do pretty decent stuff. You survive, you have a lot of resistances. You have Bloodline to give you some health steal. Yeah, I like that. That's a cool item. I think it's a viable first option. Now, the games I would avoid it, it's like if you're playing into like the Dr. Mundos, the HP stackers, and all of that crap, I think LDR would outperform Terminus. But at the same time, it's cool that this item is scaling every time you're buying a new item, right? And you don't have to be worried about getting armor pen at some point of the game, right? You just don't have to at that point. You just get your crit items. You get to use shield bow, C44, zeal item, infinity edge, one situational, and you're good to go. And your armor pen item is also an item that gives you some resistances. It's cool in some games where you can buy it. Definitely, I think it's awesome, and you can use Recurve bow, and you can scale a bit better into the game while not necessarily buying only crit items. So maybe this is an option that you may enjoy for your games. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next time. Bye!